Singapore's fish farms are looking to beef up biosecurity in their operations to prevent diseases and reduce fish mortality rates. Now, some are looking to nature for the answer by studying how Australia is using seaweed to manage water quality. Chloe Chu reports from Adelaide.
A healthy fish is a happy fish. And when it comes to aquaculture, biosecurity is what keeps them that way. Here at the Mark Lee Fish Farm in Adelaide, Australia, biosecurity means taking all necessary measures to keep harmful pathogens out of the water.
You need to have best practices such as ensuring that the staff, when they come into the farm, they are disinfecting all the equipment correctly. They do not have any cross-contamination between equipment, like you make sure that the equipment that we use for one system does not get used on the other system.
Biosecurity measures in place help many Aussie farms limit their fish mortality rates to around 10%. It's a critical lesson for Singaporean farmers, some of whom report that they can lose up to 70% of their fish stock. And biosecurity is as important in indoor farms as it is in open water, if not more so. Close by in Port Lincoln, these waters are home to tens of thousands of yellowtail kingfish, a popular seafood in Western and Japanese cuisine. These sea cages belong to the largest producer outside of Japan, supplying 98% of Australia's consumption. They say sustainability is a fundamental part of the operating equation.
It's not just of its quality, but also of its sustainability, of its environmental credentials. This is about making sure that we continue to farm now in the most sustainable way possible, but also always looking at ways in the future where we can be more sustainable going forward. And that's where things like feed development, using algal oils and insect meals instead of fish oils and fish meals is really important. And then also multi-trophic aquaculture involving seaweed to capture the carbon and nutrient footprint of farming.
Multi-trophic means growing different species in the same place. And that's exactly what one Singapore farmer on this aquaculture study trip to Australia wants to do: grow seaweed together with his fish.
They're doing a lot of research in seaweed today. And why? Because the seaweed is able to absorb the nutrients in the water, the excess nutrients in the water, and that will help the water. And so there is this balance that they're trying to achieve. So we are looking into this, but not the Australian version. Obviously, we want to grow the Singapore seaweed.
If you take a look with me, this is seaweed that has already been growing around some of the 80 sea cages at this farm. It grows naturally together with the barnacles and mussels. And if it's proven to successfully absorb nutrients from the water, it could be something local farms can explore while scaling up operations.
Mr. Ong says his farm is working with the National University of Singapore to help identify suitable seaweed species for local waters before testing how best to grow them. The delegation to Australia is part of a Singapore Food Agency study trip to canvass for methods that can advance Singapore's budding aquaculture sector and feed its goal of locally producing 30% of its food.